Hey guys, Brady from Outperform Fitness here. Alright, today's video is going to be all about how to tell whether you're recovered leading into your next training session. So there's a few things that may impact your recovery rate. So there's the obvious one. There's the training session the previous day or the previous week that's accumulated. Your nutrition might be off, your hydration might be out, or you may have some other stressor in your life, like work-related issues, family issues, anything like that, and that can have a big impact on your recovery as well. So the reason we need to tell whether we are recovered leading into the next training session, because if we're going into it and we're not recovered, then it's most probably going to do more harm than good. All right, there are some days where you wake up and you're sore and you're tired and you think, should I go into the next training session? Well, these things that I'm about to teach you will give you a good indicator whether it's just up in here or whether you are really not recovered and you should back it off for the day. So there's two ways that are really good indicators. So the first one is resting heart rate, and the second one is called heart rate variability. So you just pick one of them. You don't need to do both. Just pick one of them and stick with it. That way you'll have a base for it. So your resting heart rate. Wake up every single morning and take your resting heart rate. Okay, you don't need any sort of fancy gadget for it. Just a finger on the pulse. Everyone's been taught how to do it at some point in their life. Take it for 20 seconds, times it by 3. Take it for 30 seconds, times it by 2, and so on. Okay, once you have a bit of a track record of your base heart rate, and making sure it's the same time every single morning. So as soon as you wake up, you roll over, take it, write it down in a notepad. Okay. Now there is going to be some sort of deviation from day to day. Around about 3 to 4 beats per minute is fine. Once it gets up to about 7 beats per minute difference, that's when you're not recovered and you need to change up your training. Okay. The second thing that you can use is your heart rate variability. Now this one takes there's some wristbands that do it. There's some Garmin watches with a heart rate chest strap. You do actually need a tool to do this one. But what it does is you take your heart rate and it records it over a 3-minute period, I think it is, and it tracks how much it's varying through that 3-minute period. And that's a really good indicator whether you are recovered or not. So what do we do with these numbers if it's telling us we're not actually recovered? Well, then for that training day, it doesn't mean you don't have to go to the gym. You can still go to the gym, but you need to back it off depending on how much your recovery is out. So if it's just out by a little bit, then instead of going and doing a whole heap of sets, knock a couple of sets off your strength work. Instead of doing a big 60-minute run session, do a 30-minute run session, anything like that. Now if it's really out, then that's the sort of day you just want to go in and you want to just have like an active recovery day. So just do a little bit of mobility, maybe go for a swim or some sort of low impact cardio, anything like that, okay? Adjusting your training this way and going off these variables will have a massive impact in your training and your progression, because if you are not recovering properly in between each session, it's just going to accumulate over a certain amount of time and you'll just be going downhill rather than progressing up. Okay guys, I hope this helps you out. Remember, train hard but train smart. See you next time.